Hey guys, it's Maya, and today I will be showing you how to make these North Star inspired rings. These are honestly some of my favorite designs that I've come up with so far, and I recently figured out how to make North Stars out of wire, so that is what this video is. As you can see, I'm showing a couple different variations of the same motif, but the nice thing about this type of pattern is that once you know how to make one, it's pretty easy to figure out how to make the other ones. So I will be showing you guys one variation in this video, but let me know if you'd like to see more. So for a little bit of context, these rings are inspired by this pair of earrings that I made over the summer, which I really like the design of, and I decided I wanted to recreate as a ring. I actually have a YouTube short on the creative process behind the design of this ring, so if you want to check that out, you definitely can. But today's tutorial will mostly be focused on how to make the ring, not how I came up with the design. So, as with all of my videos, we're going to start with the materials you need for this ring. First, we have the trusty set of 3 pliers that I've used in basically every single one of my videos. We have from left to right, round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, and cutters. But I think the most important pair, especially for this design, are the round nose pliers, just to make sure that we can create those loops and spirals that I think really add to the design. The next thing you're going to need is wire, obviously. For this design, I'm using 18 gauge wire to create the frame of the ring and 22 gauge wire to wrap the ring. Now, I will say that 22 gauge wire can sometimes be a little thick for wire wrapping. When I first started wire wrapping, I was mainly using 26 or 28 gauge wire, which is much thinner. So if you are not comfortable with using 22 gauge wire, definitely feel free to recreate this design using thinner wire. For rings, I generally prefer wrapping with 22 gauge wire just because it's a bit sturdier and it gives the ring more weight. But I've also made plenty of rings with thinner wire and they're perfectly fine. The last thing you're going to need is some type of ring mandrel. For this video, I'm using a marker, and honestly, some ring mandrels I don't really prefer using because they have grooves in them, so any type of marker writing implement that matches the width of your finger will work. Okay, so we're going to start this tutorial with the simplest design that I showed you earlier, which is this single star design on my middle finger. The first thing you're going to do is take your 18 gauge wire and your round nose pliers and create a spiral with the round nose pliers. So you're going to use your pliers to create a kind of half spiral shape. It doesn't have to be too large because it's just going to be on the side of one of the stars. Once you've created that shape, you're going to start bending the ring around your ring mandrel. So the spiral should be flat against the ring mandrel, and then you're going to bend the rest of the wire around until you almost reach the spiral. Quick note here, you can also definitely just create a loop instead of a spiral depending on the look you're going for and how comfortable you feel with making spirals. The next thing you're going to do is start making one of the sides of the stars. So you're going to start bending your 18 gauge wire up until it's perpendicular to the rest of the ring band. As you can see, I used my finger to kind of create a gentle slope, but you can also make that slope sharper depending on what shape you want for your star. The next thing you're going to do is grab your flat nose pliers and pinch the ring wherever you want the point of your star to be. So in this case, I don't want this star to be too tall, so I pinch and bend the wire towards me. As you can see, I used my fingers to kind of pinch the point shut, but you can also use your pliers. I just didn't want too many plier marks on the ring. So the next thing you're going to do is pinch the point that you just created with your pliers and create a matching bend that's symmetrical to the bend you made on the other side of the star. And now your wire should be pointing in the same direction as the band that you started making. Now you can take your round object of choice and fit the partially completed ring frame around, just so that you can make sure that everything is lying flat and is parallel to each other, if that makes sense. Once everything looks good, you can just keep on wrapping the 18 gauge wire around the ring mandrel until you reach the point where the other half of the star should start. Now you can use the same technique that you just used for creating the other half of the star. You will kind of use your finger to bend the frame down to create the other point of the star, And then again, use the flat nose pliers to pinch where you want the star point to be and fold over the wireframe to create the point. As you can see here, I'm just fiddling a lot with the frame of the ring itself, and this is kind of inevitable, but it's a little hard to get everything lined up, so just feel free to fiddle with the frame as much as possible until it looks good. Now that we've created the other point of the star, you're going to pinch the point with your flat nose pliers and use your thumb or some other finger to create the same symmetric curve on the other side of the star. Now you can grab your ring mandrel once again and continue wrapping the frame around the ring mandrel until you reach the other side of the star. This will make it so that you have 3 kind of bands of 18 gauge wire to create the band of the ring, which I think gives it a bit more heft. Now you're just going to use your cutters to cut maybe 1.5 centimeters beyond where the star actually ends, just so that you can create a matching spiral on the other side of the star with your round nose pliers. After finishing the frame, I just like to put it back on the ring mandrel and pinch and prod at it until everything is nice and round. So the next thing you're going to want to do is cut around 2 feet of 22 gauge wire, or whatever wire you're choosing to use to wrap this ring, and you're going to start wrapping together the band of this ring. Start by kind of pressing the 22 gauge wire against the band of the ring with your finger, and then using another finger to bend it around the band to start wrapping. When I'm wrapping something, I always like to leave a little tail that I can grip onto just so that everything can lie flat, because I find that it's really hard to make sure that the frame is not moving unless I have some sort of tail to hold on to. So now, as you can see, I'm just wrapping the 22 gauge wire kind of very simply around the band. I'm not doing any fancy patterns or anything like that. I'm just weaving it in and out of the ring, which is honestly a little tedious, but I find really fun because I can usually watch YouTube or something like that when I do it. So yeah, that's what the entire band of this ring is going to look like. You're just going to keep on poking the 22 gauge wire through the ring, threading it through, and then bending it to kind of wrap the whole band. I really like to use my nails to kind of push the rounds of wire close together just so that my wrapping looks a little neater. But you can also use pliers for this. I think those are usually easier to use and you can get kind of a more flush looking wire wrap, but they can sometimes leave marks on the wire, which is why I try to avoid it. It's also a good idea to keep an eye on the frame and the star itself, because sometimes I found that if I wrapped for too long without taking a look at the star becomes malformed. Because as you just saw, we created the top half and the bottom half of the star separately. So if they become misaligned, your star can look a little crooked. So just make sure to pay attention to that, especially as you're starting to wire wrap. Once you wire wrap enough and the frame still looks good, everything should stay secure, but it's just in that little starting period where this is critical to look out for. Okay, so at this point, I've wrapped most of the band of the ring with my 22 gauge wire, and as you can see, we're approaching the other side of the star that has another spiral. You're going to want to keep wrapping the frame until you essentially hit the base of the spiral, where the spiral begins to start separating from the actual star. And once you get to that point, you're going to start poking the wire into the body of the star itself, if that makes sense. Once you've threaded the wire through the body of the star, you're going to start just wrapping one side of the star. So I usually go up, or I guess I don't really know the orientation, the direction of that, but anyways, I go in the direction of the spiral itself. So I start wrapping just the single strand of 18 gauge wire that makes up the top of the star. When wrapping the actual star itself, I actually like to keep my wire rounds a little bit separated instead of flushed together like I did with the band. I think this just adds a little bit of interesting texture. You definitely don't have to do this, but I kind of like the difference between the wire wrapping on the star versus the wire wrapping on the frame of the band. No, the band of the ring. So yeah, that's a personal aesthetic choice, but I really like the look of the gaps between each of the wire rounds. So you're going to keep threading your 22 gauge wire through the body of the star, and you're going to keep wrapping up the top left side of the star until you reach the top point. As you can see here, I'm using my fingernail to kind of press the wire along the 18 gauge wire frame until I'm happy with the spacing between the wire rounds. And here you can see that we've kind of reached the top point of the wire star. We can't really go any further. So now what you're going to do is poke the 22 gauge wire through the body of the star one more time, and this time we're going to start wrapping the other side of the top of the star. So pull the 22 gauge wire all the way through and then immediately pull it over the other half of the star. This is a little hard to explain in words, but hopefully visually it should be pretty obvious what I'm doing. And now we can kind of cleanly transition to wrapping the other half of the star. Okay, so as you can see, we've reached kind of the end of this half of the star, and we've reached the point where we started wire wrapping the frame of the ring. So we're going to wrap the 22 gauge wire around all 3 strands of wire that make up the band. And then immediately after that, we're going to hop to the other half of the wire star that has not been wrapped at all yet. And we're going to thread the 22 gauge wire through the body of the star to start wrapping the other half. Depending on how flush the spiral is to the actual body of the star, you might want to wrap the 22 gauge wire around both the spiral and the bottom half of the star for a couple rounds before moving on to just the star itself. And now you're just going to do the exact same thing that we did on the top half of the star, but with the bottom half. So you're going to keep poking the 22 gauge wire through the body of the star to wrap both halves. And here you can see that we've finished wrapping this bottom half of the star, and now all we have left is to finish the ring. So I'm poking the 22 gauge wire through the body of the star one last time, making sure that most of the 18 gauge frame is covered. And then once I'm happy with how much I've wrapped the star, I'm just going to take my wire cutters and snip the wrapping wire where I want it to end. After cutting that wire, I like to take my flat nose pliers and pinch down the 22 gauge wire end just to make sure that it's not poking out and could scratch someone. And there you have it. Here is the simplest one of my North Star ring designs all complete. Okay, so fun fact, this is completely irrelevant to the tutorial, so if you've already gotten what you wanted out of this video, feel free to click off. But I actually intended on making 2 of the designs in this video, but my silly self decided to try something new for the first time on screen, or on camera, which is never a good idea. So I decided to try and make this second design, which I'll put on the screen, out of stainless steel wire. Which, if you don't know, stainless steel wire is non-tarnishing. It's very cheap and affordable compared to other types of wire, so that's why I wanted to start using it. But another thing to know about stainless steel wire is that it is incredibly hard and not very malleable. So when I decided to try and create this somewhat intricate design using stainless steel wire, it was kind of a huge fail. I did ultimately succeed, but my fingers hurt for days afterwards, and it was just, I mean, you can see me now trying to make a spiral. My hands are literally trembling because it's just so hard. So that is why you're only getting 1 design and not 2 in this video, because I was being silly and I tried to use stainless steel wire for the second design. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here is what I made in this video, or at least what you saw me make. You didn't see me make the stainless steel one, but for good reason. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, but if you guys create this design or any other of my designs, please send it to me on Instagram. I love seeing what you guys make from my videos. And I think that's it. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys very soon.